Yeah, but I guess we got Raymond's over
Yeah,
there
Raymond's,
throwing
yeah.
hurricane report. Like, well, we're here in Southeast
South
Florida, Hollywood. So, well, actually Hollandale here, but like South Florida, I think we're all right. The hurricane's going around. It's gonna come into Tampa. Like, have now you being from Chile.
No, this is
I'm a
first.
South Floridian, so I was born and raised here. And I'm quite aware of hurricanes. You watch the news, you see the projected path, you prepare or you don't prepare, or some people just go and they just get a bunch of drugs and they start drinking. I mean, they go hurricane parties. I mean, that's what most South Floridian pirates do. But in Chile, you don't have hurricanes.
We have earthquakes. We don't have hurricanes. We have earthquakes. That's our natural disaster.
No. All right. Well,
We're an earthquake country.
It's much like living in California, but every once in a while they get a monsoon or something that's kind of like a hurricane.
They have
earthquakes. I've been in earthquakes in Japan, and I've been in earthquakes in California. And I wasn't a big fan of those. Like,
it's funny because we get like the highest measured earthquake.
7.8.
No, it was 8.9.
8.9.
I think it was in Chile in the 60s. Like it's the highest rated earthquake in history.
Wow.
So if we get like a 7.1, which elsewhere it's like, oh my god, it's a huge earthquake. We're like, oh, it's a small earthquake, whatever, and we keep watching TV and stuff like. Or we wake up in the middle of the night and start shaking. It's a 7 point something, and we're like. It's
much like a lot of Floridians. Go,
yes.
Oh, it's just a category 2. We'll be
exactly.
Right. If it's a 4, we'll start worrying. Like.
But I was there for the last huge earthquake, and I was in Chile 2010. A huge earthquake. February 27, 2010. I remember the date, of course. And it was huge.
You're like Rain Man with dates. Like you remember the wrestling and finishes.
No,
dates of earthquakes. Like I don't even remember when I got married.
It was a huge earthquake. Like
222.
It was a huge earthquake, and then the south of Chile got hit by a tsunami because of it.
Oh, tsunami scare me.
Yeah,
the tsunami scare me.
Oh no, me too. After that,
I don't like terrified of tsunamis.
So yeah, and it was like the south part of Chile, like central south part of Chile, was almost destroyed by the tsunami, and it was worse than the earthquake. The earthquake was at 8.8.
Down there, is just this giant wave.
A giant
water
wave.
that just comes in and it sucks you right out to sea. Exactly. It kills everything, it drowns everything, it destroys everything.
And then in 2017, September 19. I was in Mexico.
Somebody gonna be out here checking these things.
Yeah, I was in Mexico for a huge earthquake too, Mexico City.
Oh.
The thing, so you know that Mexico City used to be a lake, and they basically they built over a lake, so the ground is not stable.
So they have like sinkholes.
So yeah, so every time that there's an earthquake, a lot of buildings fall down and stuff. Yeah. So and that was a scary one because like Mexico, the epicenter of the earthquake was very close from Mexico City, and Mexico City is already very chaotic. So we're after an earthquake, that was hell, and it lasted for like 2 or 3 weeks. The aftershocks and all that crap.
Yeah, all the places that I wrestled, the least favorite place for me to wrestle or want to go was Mexico City. I didn't like it there. I don't know if it was because all the news and the reports of drug cartels cutting off heads and rolling them into the bar.
But that's in the north part of Mexico.
I just seemed
in Mexico City. That
seemed
stuff.
like super suspect though. You're like on high alert all the time, but like the first.
But the food is great. Drinks are great. People is fun.
Oh, sure. Did you catch the donkey show too while you were there?
No.
Is that a rumor? Is that not? I believe it's a real thing.
I don't know.
You don't want to comment, huh? It's okay.
Only shows I went were Arena Mexico. I went to the CMLL shows. And stuff.
Yeah.
No donkey show.
No donkey shows. But my first earthquake was in Japan, and I can't give you the date. I think it might have been 91. I'm not sure. But I was in they had really high rises there. So it's like on the maybe the 26th floor or something.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
really far up. I was maybe even higher than that. I just don't remember. But I remember waking up in my room and I couldn't walk. I was like swaying all over, like I'm like, oh, like I didn't even drink or anything, and I'm thinking, man, I'm like, what's going on? And I'd lay back down, and I feel like the bed was moving. Then I'd get up again, and then I remember calling Luna, and I said, hey, I don't know, like I feel like the room is moving, and I don't feel so good. And she's like, oh, what are you on, drugs or this or that? I go, no, I'm not on anything. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't understand. And then the next day, you hear like this big earthquake had hit. You're like, oh, like because up in the building it swayed. You know.
Yeah, they built in the seismic countries, if you want to call it that. They build seismic, the one of the ways to build the earthquake-proof buildings is they make it them swing
where they could sway.
Yeah, they put some. I don't know.
It wasn't a good feeling. That's
building swing,
but that was my first earthquake.
Shake.
And then I think it was been in 2 more in Japan, little ones. They didn't scare me so much. That one, I wasn't scared because I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But then I was scared the next day after I realized what was going on. I was like, oh my God, I like swaying in this building. And then California, I was in a couple in California. Like little ones, like things are just... Like, what? There's something moving there, and then you see on the news. It's
like Jurassic Park with the
like a dinosaur kind of things are like vibrating. But hurricanes... hurricanes, they give you a warning. You can prepare. They give you a projected course. But, I mean, the problem is with them is, like, this one's heading to Tampa Bay. It's a bay, Tampa Bay, right? So if it comes in, it pushes, like, what I'm terribly afraid of, like, is the tsunamis. But they wouldn't be a tsunami, but it'd be a huge storm surge. Much like Katrina, where the levees will break or something. But Tampa, they literally built the city itself, and Davis Island and hospitals. I lived over there, and that floods on a thunderstorm. Mm-hmm. So the storm surge pushes in 10 foot of water. If it surges that 10 foot, everything's going to be underwater, much like New Orleans, and it'll be disastrous and very, very dangerous. So thoughts and prayers are with everybody on the West Coast from Fort Myers up to Tallahassee, I suppose. But they say between Tampa and Fort Myers it's going to hit. And my grandkids are right there. They're right in Palmetto, so... I'm worried and concerned for them. I almost... a
lot of wrestling people live there.
Yeah, and I've wrestled in Palmetto a few times. There's a lot of wrestlers live in that area, all through that area. And Tampa's a great place to live. It's a great city. I don't think they've been hit with a major storm in forever. So they've been brushed with them. The storms will go up, and they would hit Port Charlotte, a little bit south, or they would go up and come in and Hernando or Crystal River area or something. But Tampa, the Bay itself, I don't think it's taken a direct hit in a while. So it looks like it's heading there. So thoughts and prayers are there with everybody in Tampa, sir. And stuff like that. But hurricanes are very dangerous because we think we understand them. We get a projected path, but then Floridians think, oh, we'll ride the storm out. Next thing you know, your whole house is in water and you're on top of the roof. You know.
Right. This is the first time since I got here that you're having these alerts and stuff.
Now, when Andrew hit here in Florida.
When was that?
Oh, gosh. What year was that? 93 or something like that? 93 or 94. It might have been 92 or 93. Hurricane Andrew hit. I was in Puerto Rico, so it was either 92 or 93. Because I believe 92, yeah. I was in Puerto Rico wrestling. So
30 years ago.
So I was in Puerto Rico. They got brushed. I don't know if we had anything, but when I came home, I was down there for 8 months. I came home and I had to do a show in Homestead. I got lost because I'm the kind of guy that drives by landmarks and stuff. And like there was whole blocks missing, shopping malls and centers and everything down there. It was just came in and it just wiped everything flat. And I think that was a category 4 or 5. 4 it came in. So people won't underestimate unless you've seen that damage up close or experienced it. Like a guy for me in being here and growing up in Deerfield Beach or Hollywood, we've never had a direct hit. Mm-hmm. So we're like, we'll get brushes and this and that. But then you see the damage that happened in Homestead, or you watch the news with Katrina and you understand that storm surge in Tampa. As you get a little older or you pay attention to stuff, you're like, oh shit, it's a very, very dangerous situation.
Being like foreign here, like a foreign guy here, like I see this anticipation for the hurricane, and I'm like, what the hell, you know? And it's like, because again, like I come from a country where the natural disaster we get is earthquakes, so you cannot anticipate for that. Like it's a sudden strike, you know. And then everything is like chaos and stuff because buildings fall or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
if it happens. And but now it's like everyone is like, I don't know, buying a lot of water and stuff and getting prepared for the hurricane.
Well,
and I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Sometimes I think I could be wrong that like places like Publix and stuff sponsor the news and stuff like that, and so they go ahead and ramp this mass panic, so people run in there and empty the shelves of water and batteries and gasoline, the gasoline pump. But better safe than sorry. But people do, I think, tend to overreact. But again,
yeah, it's same
better
thing.
to overreact than underreact and find yourself in a dangerous situation or without water or stuff to take care of yourself afterwards. But
just keep yourself safe if you're in
absolutely.
Central Florida.
Absolutely. Everybody all up and down the west coast of Florida and into the central Florida will feel the effects of this hurricane. And we already had tornado warnings here this morning from the storm. Like, I don't know if you're watching the news, but
no, I don't watch local news.
Broward and Palm Beach, all tornado warnings. You see the weather's horrible out. It'll be horrible for 2-3 days here, and then it'll be beautiful when the storm goes past. I think it sucks all that bad weather. It'll be like just the most gorgeous weather. It'll be